The harder you work, the greater your results will be. You can't sit there and wonder, oh, why am I not number one yet when you haven't put in the work to be number one? You can't sit there and be like, oh, how come I'm not like this person when you haven't put in the work to be like this person? What are you complaining about? Are you complaining about the lack of failure that you have shown, or are you complaining about the fact that you could have done something better? What are you complaining for? Because I'll tell you something right now. All the people you admire, all the people that you see that are number one, they've put in the work to be number one. You haven't put in the work at all. So why are you sitting here? Why do you feel the need to complain? Why do you feel like you have the right to complain about you not being number one when you haven't put in the work to be number one? Why do you feel the need like you can do that? Why do you feel like you have the right to do that? You don't have the right to do that. Because if you spend all that time complaining about, oh, why am I not number one yet? Want to know what you could be doing instead? Putting in the effort to be number one. You could spend all that time that you spend complaining, all that time that you spend wondering, why am I not number one yet? You could spend all that time putting in the work to be number one. Don't complain for stuff that you haven't put in the work to earn. Don't ask yourself, oh, why am I not there yet? When you haven't put in the work to be there yet. Because if you used up all that time that you spent complaining, all that time that you spent wondering, oh, why am I not there yet? If you spent all that time into putting in the actual work to be there, maybe you would be there. Maybe you would be there by now. But no, want to know what you keep doing? You keep scrolling. You keep scrolling on social media apps instead of getting off your butt and putting in the actual work. Oh, sure, it's fun now, but in the next 5 years, it's not going to be fun. In the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to wonder, why didn't I put in the work back then? Oh, that's because you were distracted. Hi, distraction here. Yeah, that's because you were distracted. Stop being distracted. Stop blaming people or blaming other things for the fact that you were distracted. Because at the end of the day, the more distracted you are, the less progress you make. The less progress you make, the more time it'll take for you to be where you want to be in the next 4 or 5 years. Think about it. Because if I spent all my time scrolling on social media, if I spent all my time laughing, if I spent all my time watching TV shows instead of putting in the actual work, what am I going to do in 4 or 5 years? Not watching TV shows. Can't watch TV shows because I already used up the time that I could have spent to be who I wanted to be. I already used up the time laughing, watching TV series, and scrolling on social media to, become who I want to be. And you're going to look back at yourself. You're going to be like, oh, why did I spend all my time? Distractions. You were distracted. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. No, am I saying you can't have fun? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're allowing yourself to be distracted. You're allowing yourself to be distracted by the minuscule things in life. Social media is always going to be here. The clubs, the parties, the friends, they're always going to be here. They're always going to be here. But you want to know what's not going to be there? Time. You don't control time. Time controls you. So the more time you spend wasting on social media, laughing and watching YouTube series, the more time you spend doing those things, the less time you have in the future. The more you're going to regret. Do not ever let yourself be in a position to regret. Don't ever put yourself in a position to regret the things that you could have done. Don't ever allow yourself to do that, because you want to know something? Regret's going to make you doubt whether or not you can do it. And when you doubt whether or not you can do it, you automatically think you can't. And when you think you can't do something, you can't do something. But if you say stuff like, I can, you can. But overall, what are you waiting for? A royal invitation? Why are you still, procrastinating? Why are you still watching the YouTube series? Why are you still, laughing? It's not funny. Because in the next 5 years, you're going to wonder, why did I spend all my time laughing instead of lifting weights? Why did I spend all my time watching YouTube series instead of going on a jog? Why did I spend all my time laughing and hanging out with friends, partying and going clubbing? Why did I spend all of that time doing all of this, doing all of that, when I could have spent it educating myself? When I could have spent it trying to be better? When I could have spent it trying to progress myself into the person that I want to be? Because let me tell you something, you're not going to get that time back. As much as you want that time back, you can't get that time back, and you're not going to get it back. There's no haggle, there's no bargain. You can't buy time. You can't buy more time. Time is a once in a lifetime thing. And want to know something? It's all going to be in the past. You can't change the past, but you can do something in the present to change your future. So instead of you spending all that time laughing, instead of you spending all that time watching the YouTube series, instead of you spending all that time clubbing, partying, and doing all this pointless and useless stuff, you could spend that time bettering yourself. It's never too late for you to stop. It's never too late for you to try a different path. But you want to know something? You want to know something? You want to know something? It is never, ever going to be too late for you to start, but it's always going to be too early for you to give up. Because you want to know something? The only thing that's allowing you to continue to give up, the only thing that's making you want to give up right now is your past. Don't let your past control you, because the only person that remembers your past is you. No one else is going to remember that. Because let me tell you something, people got their lives to live. We are not going to spend our time thinking, oh, this is what person A used to do. We do not care. We do not get paid enough to care. The only person that cares that much is you. And if you care that much, you should really stop, because that's the only thing that's preventing you from achieving the future that you want to achieve.